is a special video blog broadcast, and I'm actually with Dr. Lance Knight from Manchester. The reason that Lance and I are here today is that we're actually filming this inside the Tesco Extra store in Slough, and we're here today doing the customer service training session for a dozen people outside this room who are going to be launching the very first in-store dental practice in Tesco a week on Monday. That's the 18th of October. Now, Lance has very kindly offered to just answer a few of my questions, so thank you for that. And I think my first question, and it's one which really intrigued me at the start of all of this, was that what we've got here, if you don't mind me saying so, is a 33-year-old dentist from the middle of Manchester. What on earth is he doing with the concession for dentistry inside Tesco's? How did that happen, Lance?
Well, it's been a long story. I qualified back in 2001 up in Manchester. Worked hard, worked for a long time in the centre of Manchester. And I had this idea of expanding into the retail sector and going into supermarkets. So, as most people know, back in 2008, we expanded into Sainsbury's. We started to launch the stores there. We've opened a number of stores. We've then been directly approached from Tesco's, and they've liked what we've done with the Sainsbury's model, and they've asked us to repeat the same thing with Tesco's.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that in actual fact originally you had the nerve to ask, and then through the experience and the success that you've had so far, this has actually gone through almost like word of mouth, has it?
Exactly. I think if when they Google and they do research and they do the due diligence Tesco, they could obviously see that we are the forefront players in retail dentistry, and they wanted to see how we did that and what we could bring to the table, and obviously we've been quite successful at that.
Okay, thank you. Now my second question is that I spend the majority of my time working with independent practice owners. Those of you that know me know that I've done consultancy work with the corporates, and also that I've done consultancy work over the years with retailers in dentistry as well, and we'll perhaps come to that in a minute. But it's very easy to get yourself into a mindset where you say, oh my God, the corporates are getting bigger and bigger. Oh my God, here come the retailers now into dentistry. Is this the end of independent dentistry in the UK? What's your opinion on that?
No, of course not, Chris. I think the landscape of dentistry is definitely changing. So you're going to get a growth of corporate dentistry. You're going to get a massive growth of retail dentistry. But the simple fact is there's still not enough dentists in England. And we're not going to take over the world. We're simply going to be adding another arm into dentistry. So the independents will still be there. They'll still be there in quite a reasonable sector, but nowhere near in the same kind of landscape that we've had over the past 10-15 years, so it will change. And
I assume for the moment you're still going to be one of those independents because you've still got your own practice up in Manchester.
Exactly. I mean, I have an independent practice up in Manchester City Centre in St Anne's Square, and that's thriving, and I think that'll continue to thrive because it does a different type of dentistry to what we provide in the retail sector, and again it's very different to the corporate sector. I think the way that the corporate sector is going to be very interesting how it develops over the next few years, but certainly the independent sector has still got a long way to go.
Okay, thank you. And I've got one final question, which is that wherever I go in dentistry, and I'm talking at conferences and meetings, and I talk about the retail sector, it's almost inevitable that the very first comment that I get is, well, Boots tried that and they failed, close quote. Now, let me step in and say that it is dental mythology that Boots Dental Care was not a success. I worked as a consultant for that business for a year and a half. It was hugely successful. It achieved all of its sales and recruitment targets. A lot of people who worked at Boots have very fond memories of what went on there. The reason that Boots Dental Care evaporated was because Boots as an organisation decided that they just didn't want to be in the healthcare business anymore. So the idea that retailers can't do dentistry is just completely wrong. However, here we are in Tesco. What is it about your offer into the marketplace that you think is different, perhaps from the independents and the corporates, but also different from the old Boots model as well? What is it you're trying to do out there?
Okay, well, what I think we're doing that's different to all of dentistry is we're putting the customer right at the focus, right at the centre point of the treatment, and we've said, can we be better on value? Yes, we can. Can we be open longer hours? So we're open long hours, we're open weekends. We give good value for money to the patient. We offer a wide range of services, and I think that value that the customer gets with Tesco or with Sainsbury's is fantastic, and that's what we're offering that is just not out there at the moment.
Okay, good, thank you, Lance. Well, here we are. We're in the delivery suite. And we're just seeing a brand new baby born into dentistry. In actual fact, it's actually not been born yet, because it will be born on a week on Monday. So we're here with the team at the moment, having a lot of fun today, talking about the patient journey. There are 65,000 people a week walking through this store, and probably most of them are going to walk through the front, past the front of your practice. I'm absolutely fascinated to see how this pans out, so stick with us and maybe we'll bring some further reports back. I'm going to thank Lance for being so open and friendly, and hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.